Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this. Finance expert discusses misconception about XRP and its market cap. XRP isn't playing Little League. It's built to handle trillions in daily global transactions. That's the way the institutions look at XRP. And in the crypto space, retail investors right away, they point at market cap in previous cycles. Institutions are looking at the much bigger picture. And that's why I always tell you, don't think like a retail investor. Think like an institutional investor. That's how you can see where XRP goes from here. XRP sees $819 billion in institutional flows since November as hopes of the SEC dropping the lawsuit grow. And you know, this money has been pouring in ever since November. And XRP has been outperforming Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and others as well. And I think that's going to continue. I really do believe we will see utility driving the price of XRP in 2025. It's all going to start with institutional adoption. Take a listen to what Greg Kidd says here.
I don't want to be in a Tony Soprano kind of situation anymore where it feels like a shakedown world. And having been, on the wrong side of the shakedown when I was at Ripple, to, being an investor in Coinbase, to like having my application never being acknowledged as even being filed, I'm ready just to roll up my sleeves and get to work. And I really like this space. And I feel like we're finally at a time where what's going to happen in the marketplace is going to be determined by like who executes, as opposed to like who's the best at threading the regulatory needle. And look, I've been pretty good at threading that regulatory needle, but I don't think that should be the highest. that shouldn't be what determines success in this. There's a lot of other people that are really good at building products and operating value add for customers and businesses and stuff. And it's sort of sad that, you have to be like, an insider to even get a seat at the table to play in this game. Well, the boom is already on. The boom is definitely on right here. And I was at it for 2018. It was again 2021. I'm sure there'll be another bust. There'll be a big shakeout. Like there's a gazillion people that are working on like stablecoin integration. We're putting a couple of bets in on that, but it's like any gold rush. It's going to overshoot and come back. The question is, is that going to come back later this year? Is it next year? But we're in it for the long haul, and so we try not to get buffeted by these up and down cycles. But it is party on right now. People are really, really psyched and are integrating stablecoin solutions, tokenized solutions at a breathtaking pace.
At a breathtaking pace. Everybody wants into this space. They want to start tokenizing assets right away. But what's holding them back is the lack of regulation still. And that's only in the US. Outside of the United States, we're seeing institutions already getting involved with crypto. And that's going to continue to happen. Either the US is going to roll things out quicker than expected and get things moving much faster, or they're just going to keep widening the gap between the United States and all of these other countries, because these other countries, they're still pushing ahead. Nothing's slowing down there. Here in the US, with Trump, it seems like things are starting to move quicker, but yet it still seems like a snail's pace compared to what's going on in the rest of the world. The SEC plans to terminate all 10 regional directors ahead of bombshell Doge SEC findings, which are due to come in the next several days. If they're already cutting staff, there's likely going to be some big waste reported by Doge. So it looks like they're downsizing the SEC. And the SEC drops Uniswap Labs investigation as agency continues crypto-friendly push. When the hell are they gonna drop the Rippleverse SEC case already? You know, if that case ends, we are gonna see such a surge on the price of XRP. Now, I'm not gonna be these moon boys telling you that we're going to $10 the very next day. I'm gonna tell you this. Expect a major price spike. I expect a new all-time high quickly. Then we will get gradual upward movement after that. Because XRP, all of a sudden, a lot of those NDAs will start being no longer NDAs. We will get a lot of big announcements quickly after the Rippleverse SEC case comes to an end. But we need it to happen already. All these other cases are getting dropped and we're still sitting here. It's like ridiculous. Acting IRS Commissioner Doug O'Donnell is retiring. And that is most likely due to the fact that Doge is also investigating the IRS as well. This is probably the best time to step down if you know they're going to find a lot of waste at the IRS as well. And you know they're going to find things out. Because a lot of our money gets wasted year over year in the US. How do you think we got to $36 trillion in debt? Finance minister in Pakistan is now talking about crypto. It's already being used in informal markets. They want to bring it into their banking sector now. They want to start pushing forward. They also want to push forward with AI. And they're developing a regulatory framework for crypto and AI. Like I said, things are happening outside of the IRS, outside of the US as well. I was still thinking about the IRS when I was saying that. But this is what happens. These countries, they see the US lagging behind. They want to get the upper hand. It's the same reason that a lot of institutional investors, they want to get into this space quicker than their competition so they can get the upper hand as well. Anybody who's a first mover in this space is going to get a jump on the competition. And that's what it comes down to. And we're going to start to see XRP being utilized in a lot of these other countries very soon. And as that happens, you could expect spikes to happen on the price of XRP as well. AI to replace 4,000 jobs in Southeast Asia's largest bank, DBS. So it looks like a lot is going to end up being automated inside of the banking system very soon. They even talk about AI becoming more advanced as it ties into their banking system. And the Bloomberg report last month said banks worldwide will cut as many as 200,000 positions in the next 3 to 5 years due to AI. And it's because we're moving into a fully automated financial system. AI is going to be running the new financial system. Humans are not going to be able to keep up with all the transactions that are going to be happening, all those real-time payments. You're going to have AI in there, and everything is going to be fully automated, and it's going to be secure. Plus, the rise of quantum computers is happening right now as well. Things are moving quickly around technology. DBS is also a Ripple custody partner. So think about it like this. Ripple is already involved with DBS. DBS is now pushing ahead with AI. They've also been working with Ripple for payments as well. So this makes sense. Everything's going automated. They're going to tie in RippleNet technology, XRP, to make payments faster and cheaper, and plus provide on-demand liquidity at the same time. You could see all the rails getting put in place ahead of the flip of the switch moment. And people still think that flip of the switch is going to happen within the next 18 months. I think we could see a transition happen over the next 18 months. You see the banks now getting excited about getting involved with digital assets. That's the first step. Then all of a sudden they realize how digital assets can fix a lot of the problems at the banks, bring in a new customer base. That would change things and it would speed things up even quicker. Over the next 18 months is very possible. I think we're going to see XRP running on those Ripple rails within 2025. I think it's going to start this year. RLUSD leads market gains amid renewed investor adoption. So it looks like RLUSD is also getting the upper hand on Tether and also USDC. So you see right here, they recorded a massive 327% leap in volume, while USDC and USDT only captured 126.67% and 133.59%. So it shows you there's already momentum happening for RLUSD. When are we going to see some of that value reflected in the price of XRP? I think that's still coming. I think as we see XRP moving RLUSD around the world, that's when you're going to start to see that gradual upward movement. I don't think we're seeing any value coming from RLUSD in the price of XRP yet. And I hope I worded that all right. So this is Elon working around NDAs. So you see, Stellar looks like Grok's new logo. XRP looks like the X logo. Maybe that's what Elon is doing. It would make sense to utilize both XRP and XLM. Others would say that doesn't mean anything. But it is ironic how close they look to the Stellar and XRP logos. I mean, we have to wait and see what happens. But I look at it like this. Ripple has a lot of money transmitter license in the United States. Same thing with Elon Musk. So it makes sense if you're going to utilize XRP domestically and XLM domestically in the US, why not tie it in with X money system that Elon is building out? We got to wait and see where it goes from here. But I got to tell you this, you got to think like an institutional investor when you're invested in crypto. Because retail, they're so emotional. You go on X and even newer investors, I see them coming to X all the time. And you could tell by the questions that they asked. And what right away, retail investors are like, stay away from that cryptocurrency. It's a dead cryptocurrency. Or they always say Bitcoin only. And they always try to say that Bitcoin isn't even a cryptocurrency anymore. It's something else now. It's God's money. But you got to think like an institutional investor. You got to look at the much bigger picture. Because if you're so focused on the price of XRP, you're going to sell way too soon. Once it gets to a new all-time high, if you're listening to other retail investors telling you, this is the top, sell now, you're likely to sell way too soon, only to watch XRP achieve higher and higher price points. I really want you to get financial freedom. I want to keep you focused until you do get financial freedom. You know, we're going to be talking about passive income options as institutional adoption is happening. Wait till you see all the projects the institutions open up for retail investors. And we're going to have so many different options. And if you want to take profit, there is nothing wrong with that. I keep seeing people in the comment section telling me I'm going to get people wrecked by telling them not to take profit. I never told anyone not to take profit. I look at it like this. If you take profit and you pay off some debts or you pay your bills ahead a little bit, it'll allow you to sit back and stay patient longer. So maybe you do take the rest of your bag and get passive income on it. Maybe you wait until XRP reaches much higher price points and you become financially free. I want you to get the most out of your investment. That's what I want to happen. I want to get rich with all of you. That's what the whole point of this has been since day one. But until it happens, you got to stay patient, stay positive, and we will get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.